contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
What a beautiful evening in Terre Haute. Welcome to Rose-Hulman University, home of the Fighting Engineers and of today's women's soccer matchup on RHIT.TV. Powered by IndianaSRN, the Anderson Ravens make the trip over to Terre Haute. Had to fight some traffic on the way, but they made it in plenty of time. And we're getting set to start this matchup. Two teams in the upper half of the HCAC. There's really a line of demarcation after fifth place between the top five teams. Hanover, Transylvania, they played each other today. Mount St. Joseph, Anderson, and Rose-Hulman. Everybody else is behind them and looking up. Anderson, fourth overall in offense so far, 40 goals scored. Third in defense, Rose-Hulman does a little bit better. Second in offense, first in defense. They have had a very strong start to the year, a lot of draws. Their losses to a fourth-place team in the country, Wash U, and then a surprising defeat on the road to Mount St. Joseph, but they won their last matchup against Earlham 2-0. Anderson won their last matchup against Bluffton 4-0, so both coming in on a bit of a high after recent victories. And here, as the PA announcer just said, on National Women's Sports Day, these two teams meet looking to renew what was a spirited conference semifinal matchup a year ago. It ended 0-0. Rose-Hulman won on penalty kicks, and they're a little nervous that it could be something close again. But we'll pause for the national anthem, and then we'll kick off between Rose-Hulman and Anderson next.
And now at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Since we're doing things so quickly, a lot of times we know that we need help. so our professors all know us by name.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
That one-on-one personal connection you're getting with the faculty, you don't get that a lot of places.
We are not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. We work with them.
The faculty are there for you.
Anxious over algebra? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org. Confused by chemistry? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org.
Number 11, Megan Foster. Number 15, Riley Schultz. Number 16, Isabella Trader. Number 18, Mandy Williams. Number 20, Hannah Case. Number 23, Lily Casey. Number 28, Hannah Thompson. Number 31, Annalie Montez. And number 35, Kennedy Hurst. In goal for the Ravens is number 1, Adrian Wayers. And now the starting lineup for your Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. The 5'6" sophomore from Savage, Minnesota, number 3, Lauren Marcourt. The 5'9" sophomore from Plainfield, Indiana, number 5, Camille Clark. The 5'9" senior from the Woodlands, Texas, number 6, Megan Bowder. The 5'2" senior from Portage, Michigan, number 10, Kiana Martin. The 5'3" sophomore from Aurora, Illinois, number 11, Ella Johnson. The 5'6" freshman from Louisville, Kentucky, number 13, Ellie Smith. The 5'6" junior from Brownsburg, Indiana, number 28, Jaden Gibson. The 5'6" freshman from Gilroy, California, number 31, Vianney Garcia. The 6'2" senior from Linwood, Washington, number 32, Kira Hicks. And the 5'3" freshman from Lexington, Kentucky, number 45, Riley Hensley. In goal for the Fighting Engineers, the 5'5" junior from Lafayette, Louisiana, number 00, Lily Doré.
The formation for Anderson is a 4-3-3. They have Hurst and Schultz up with Montez on the wings. 3 midfielders, Williams, Casey, Thompson, and the 4 defenders, Dashowitz, Foster, Case, and Schrader. The story of Hannah Case is quite impressive. She went to a very small high school, one that who powers this network. IndianaSRN's broadcast many a time, Bethesda Christian. And she did not play, we'll touch on this more later, but she didn't play club soccer, which is a rarity for a college soccer player to not play it in the club level at all. But she will be one of the center backs for Anderson, looking to slow down this Rose-Hulman offense, which has been outstanding this season. Second best in the HCAC, only behind Hanover. And Hanover has been just throwing up goals. They beat Transylvania 2-1, but they've scored 62 times this season, which is a bludgeoning. Rose-Hulman starting somewhat conventionally a 4-4-2, which is Hicks and Clark up top as forwards. Marquardt, Martin, Johnson, and Gibson in the midfield. Smith, Fodor, Garcia, and Heasley will be the defenders. Doré in goal for Rose-Hulman. Wires in goal for Anderson. Rose-Hulman off to a strong start this season. They were conference champions a year ago. Had a very contentious conference final against Hanover and were victorious. That's a big rivalry. They'll play again at the end of the season, very last day, October 25th, the prelude to Halloween and the conference finals. Anderson looking to strike. They have not beaten Rose-Hulman in some time. And really the history between these two teams has not been kind to Anderson. Rose-Hulman is a record 20 wins, 1 loss, 3 draws against the Ravens, 5 straight victories for the Fighting Engineers. They first played to a 1-1 draw on October 22nd, 2000. That was here in Terre Haute. It was also here in Terre Haute that Anderson won their only match. That was in 2018, a 1-0 victory. And these two teams have played once before on this date, on October 4th. That was a Rose-Hulman 2-0 win back on this date in 2006. Weather-wise, it's pretty glorious out there right now. There's a beautiful sunset. It's 78 degrees. It'll cool off into the low 70s, but it's going to feel pretty good. Throughout this match, there's slight chances of rain, but it's not really threatening at the moment. So it should be near ideal conditions on one of these final, what feels like good summer days as we're underway, even though we're in early fall. First match of October for these two teams. Well, the whole HCAC in action tonight. Most of the games have gone final. This one a little bit later of a start. We'll go through those scores as we go on. But Rose-Hulman looking to draw first blood. Clark takes it out far to the wing. She's got the fades it behind, and a little chip shot there for Marquardt. I thought it looked like she was going to go to the 6'2 senior Kira Hicks, from Lindenwood, Washington, second team all-conference a year ago. But instead, they went to Marquardt, who was a leading goal scorer a year ago, has 9 goals to her credit. And the Fighting Engineers are threatening again as they are making Anderson defend. It'll be a throw-in for the Ravens. Thanks for joining us for part of your Wednesday. We've got a cast of 3 here, and we're happy to be here with you. Nice little scooch around, trying to get it to Hicks. Gibson. And that was easily claimed by Wires. Adrian Wires, 7th appearance of the season, has allowed 9 goals, 24 saves, goal against average of 1.5. Here's Hicks. Gibson shuttles it on, but too far in front of Martin. And Kiana Martin, the senior from Portage, Michigan, has had to let it roll away. Very national lineup by Rose-Hulman. 18 different states represented on this Fighting Engineer roster. As far away as Washington, far south as the Woodlands, Texas. Quite a few from the Hoosier State. Williams. Play that back to Case. Into the teeth of it, Schultz. Now right through the midfield, trying to find Montez. But that's just Olayed. Fodor lets it go back to Lily Dore, the goalie from Lafayette, Louisiana. She's had a really good season. This is her 10th appearance, allowed 10 goals, 35 saves, a 1.18 goal against average, which is a really good number. Not quite phenomenal, but excellent. Shaping up here for Anderson. Here's Casey. Bends it in from the wing, but found Fodor, the senior leader on that back line. It used to be a very experienced line for Rose-Hulman a year ago, but a lot of graduations. Their all-conference goalie was one of them, Grace Hobson. And then it's a lot of freshmen and newer players along the back line. There'll be a throw-in for Rose-Hulman. Head coach Amy Hellewell moved Lauren Marquardt back there, or she kind of floats around, was a mostly exclusively offensive player, but a lot of youth along the back line for Rose-Hulman. Although quite a lot of talent. Vianney Garcia turns it over. Here's Montez, very dangerous player. Anelli Montez feeds it up high, trying to do the little cutback. Maybe a one-timer. No, not a clean touch by Thompson. Found it out, but not the ideal clear you would like, but it works out for Rose-Hulman. Here's Clark. She has Hicks up ahead. Hicks staying onside. Clark, 2 defenders in her path. Plays it out far wide. The slight bend, and that didn't have much of a chance, and it will be rolled away. Another throw in for Rose-Hulman. And these first 5 minutes have been all Engineers. Just touched out by Megan Foster, the sophomore from Springfield, Ohio. Here's Clark. Battling Riley Heasley, the freshman from Lexington, Kentucky. Another quick throw in. Shaping up for Rose-Hulman, looking for that opening goal of the match. Couldn't quite get it to Kira Hicks, but there's still pokers in the fire here. Clark crosses it, forced out, and that will roll out of play. Another throw in for Rose-Hulman. And right now, Anderson just living in the defensive third. Clark. In front, not enough on that. Martin had a good look at it, wasn't able to time it up perfectly. Anderson dodges another one, at least for the moment. Stolcher's trying to find room. Hurst. That'll be a throw in for Anderson, see if they can get it across midfield. They've been struggling to just generate possession. We saw a few moments ago where they did so, but they haven't really been able to put that young defense, although they've been playing together for a month now, but that young Rose-Hulman defense to the test. Allie Smith won that ball, feeds it in. Here is Martin. Gibson lost it for a minute in a foot race with Isabella Trader. Trader having to play it from the corner. Took a hard turn in and was forced out by Rose-Hulman for a goal kick, and maybe this is an opportunity for Anderson and Wayers to catch their breath. Shaping up here on the near side, Doshowitz. Nice pass to Casey. Fed up, looking for Schultz. Long run, a race between her and Garcia. Vianney Garcia able to escort it out. It was a good run by everybody, but just heads up by Vianney Garcia for Rose-Hulman. Didn't have to overdo it. Knew she had the goal kick in her back pocket. Clark. Swept on by Johnson. Long run for Clark. I tell you, Camille Clark, the sophomore from Plainfield, Indiana, and she's been putting in yeoman's work here in the early going. Martin weaving through. Hicks plays it out to Marquardt. She's a threat to score. It stays in front. Not out of the woods yet. Turning it around. It rolls in front and claimed by Wayers. Johnson had a look at it. Sliding through is Casey. Plays out well wide to Kennedy Hurst, freshman from Fishers, Indiana. Hurst. There have been a couple nice possessions by Anderson where they look like they've got some teeth. They've got some talons on those Ravens. Haven't been able to have a sustained possession yet, though. Dashowitz plays it back. Garcia. Allie Smith Trying to find Kira Hicks. She might have been offsides. Here's Hicks. Marquardt from the wing. Pursued, and the ball's forced out by Hannah Case. Talked to her earlier this week and said it was one of those rare days where she had her voice. It goes in and out since the season. She's one of the better vocal presence on the field for Anderson, and she has a propensity to get a little hoarse during after games. Almost a careless turnover there. Hicks through the breaks, looking for some help. Case battles back. A little bold pass to Schultz. Casey Garcia wins it back for Rose-Hulman. Martin. Rose-Hulman likes to play with quick possessions. Not only they don't want to just possess the ball, they want to have decisive movements, and they're doing that right now. Can they turn it into a goal? Johnson. Hicks. That'll be another throw-in for Rose-Hulman. On the flip side, Anderson, they want to be very purposeful when they're possessing the ball. Pass with purpose. Don't just pass haphazardly. Try to set up their teammates. One of the more dangerous players for Anderson, just had a look at it. Montez, too far away, and that one a shot from Illinois. Heasley just uncorked one that was saved by Wayers. 3 shots to none so far, or 4 shots to none, 3 of them on target by Rose-Hulman. Hicks steps through a tackle. Plays it back to Fodor. Megan Fodor, the center back from the Woodlands, Texas. Throwing her in a moment. Here's a brilliant cross. That's punch tie. Corner kick coming up for Rose-Hulman, the first of the match. Just from distance, can't take a chance of that. It seemed like it was bending the right way for Rose-Hulman, and Wayers just had to punch it out. They play it short. The second cross. And not able to control it was Kiana Martin. The senior from Portage, Michigan, second team all-conference a year ago. Casey. Williams. A little battle in the midfield. Played back to Case. Yeah, Hannah Case says she's very thankful to Jennifer Myrie, the head coach for Anderson, taking the chance on her. When you don't play club, you have to do a lot of the networking yourself as this sails out of play. But her coach at Bethesda Christian said, have you ever thought about playing college soccer? And she said, no, it wasn't good enough. Her coach disagreed, gave her encouragement. She was able to go to some training sessions or some camps around the state of Indiana. So showcases, ID camps. Caught the eye of Myrie and became the first collegiate athlete in her family. And she didn't just get anointed a spot either. She had to earn it. She didn't play much her freshman and sophomore seasons, but began to play a lot more as a junior, and now one of the captains her senior year, and she really appreciates the opportunity to show that leadership to her teammates of just, hey, hard work pays off. It doesn't go without being noticed. So from all intents and purposes, they're all walk-ons in D3, but a walk-on type role where you're coming from a small school, don't have the amount of exposure that other area athletes do, and she's one of the leaders on this Anderson team that's above 500 through September. Currently in 4th place in the HCAC. And if you asked Amy Hellewell of Rose-Hulman, they're very much a threat. You never know what you get with Anderson. They can always contend. Every match is contentious. It's a battle, such as these first 15 minutes. Here's Hicks. But Anderson looking for a much desired road point. They are currently undefeated in conference play through 2 games. They've won 1, they've drawn 1. And Anderson showing a lot of life here. Not only in this match, but in this halfway through season. Johnson. Sent away by Maddie Williams. And Anderson having a hard time getting across midfield. Thompson. Pressured from behind by Martin. Given away again at midfield. Hurst. Right now, Kenny Hurst taking on everybody from the far outside. Lost her footing. It's a throw in for Anderson. 5 shots to none for Rose-Hulman. 4 saves by Adrian Wayers. And our score, 0-0. Case. Casey. Dashowitz. Back to Case. Foster. And you can hear in the faint background the young girls that went out with the Rose-Hulman players for the anthem and the player introduction, wearing their matching pink soccer jerseys in the background, cheering on Rose-Hulman. They've got quite a bit to cheer for at the moment as Clark plays it out wide. Gibson setting up for the cross. Oh, it just went over everybody. She got too much on it. Schultz in transition. Almost had to tackle it forward to the dangerous Annalie Montez. Schultz taken away. Physical play from Marquardt. Hurst. Here's Trader. Back to Hurst. Right now trying to just get it around Gibson. It's a tough task. No fouls yet, or there's been 1 foul. Check that, only 1. Almost played 20 minutes. That was a tough pass. That's a long way to go if you keep it on the ground. Rose-Hulman trying to make Anderson pay. They play it all the way back to Garcia. V, as they call her. Vianney is her name. Fodor. That pass plucked away. Headed back down by Fodor. Chopped high by Trader. And just headed back to Dore, who they have been playing with the goalie. We haven't seen Lily Dore very much so far this match, but she's there in that gold uniform. Garcia. Smith. Maybe a little too far in front of Hicks. That was cut off by Foster. And it calms for a moment. Dashowitz. Too hard of a touch by Schultz. Not able to soften that one at all. Smith gives up to Marquardt. It's kind of interesting. A week ago, our very same crew was here for a very different Rose-Hulman matchup. It was the men's game, and the men's team beat Mount St. Joseph 6-0. I think our entire crew would say this one's been a much more entertaining matchup than the previous one. Unless you're a Rose-Hulman fan, then that game was outstanding. This one much closer, quite even, although Rose-Hulman has been commanding the shot advantage and possession. High for the 6'2" Hicks, chopped on. Marquardt trying to get around a box out by Dashowitz, can't do it. Schultz. Montez, beat to the ball by Smith. Inside. Johnson. Hicks. She tried to slide it up, give Clark a shot at it. Kira Hicks has been an outstanding player this season. 7 goals to her credit. She has 24 for her career. And her head coach, Amy Hellewell, said that she's just really learned how to use her height as an advantage over the last year and a half or so. She had been, even in high school, primarily keeping the ball on the ground, not using her 6'2" advantage. Rose-Hulman trying to press the momentum. Fended off for the moment by Martin. Just off the ponytail of Hicks. Case plays it back, and Foster can let it breathe for a moment. Shouldered on by Vianney Garcia. Case gave it a little pop up. That's a crossover sport ode to the baseball playoffs going on right now. I don't want to let that go too far away. Bad day if you're a Rays fan. Great day if you're a Rangers fan. Free kick for Rose-Hulman. Garcia serves it up. They have numbers, but aren't able to get the other end of the ball. And by the by, I know we have a huge Minnesota Twins fan base out there listening in. They also feeling pretty good today. They knocked out the Blue Jays and are moving on. Turning the corner, Casey. Marquardt trying to go through the middle of that Anderson defense. Clark with pace, but fended off by Foster. Couple subs getting ready to come in for the Ravens as a corner kick, our second of the match. Rose-Hulman looking for that first goal. They've been knocking on the door a bunch, almost a half dozen times here in the first half. And battling for the ball was Weyer. Garcia controls. Johnson. Martin from midfield. Hicks. Played out wide, but didn't play it hard enough. As Foster kept it in play. Kira Hicks. Clark quick to the ball. She's been playing with great pace today. Neil Clark, her 10th appearance of the season, 29th of her career. 4 goals to her credit, though none this year, at least not yet. There'll be a throw in for Rose-Hulman and 3 subs coming in. Caroline Hill, Paige Tamalo, and Becca Blair. Caroline Hill, a sophomore from Noblesville. Multiple of her teammates, when asked if you could describe an ideal Anderson Raven, they pointed to her. She just has great school spirit and is always saying one of the team mottos which is GBGR, which means God Bless Go Ravens. It's on their soccer stadium. A lot of maxims that are used by the Anderson soccer team. The God Bless Go Ravens came about 4 or 5 years ago by the soccer team. Hicks turned on one, claimed by Wires. Another one they use is the 3 Gs the Ravens do, and that's playing the game we love for the girls we love, with the girls we love, for the God we love. And right now they're looking for a goal. A 4th G. Nothing doing as Dora had it red. A long run for Clark, putting in her steps today. Fed off by Tamalo. There's Hill. A little too far in front, throw in for Rose-Hulman. They fell asleep for a little bit. Clark hits the brakes, looking for room. Bodied up by Case. And Case able to force it out, but it's going to be another good opportunity here. It'll be just a throw in, but a good opportunity nevertheless, as Emma Johns and Katie Choi come into the lineup. Scooting out Riley Heasley and Jaden Gibson. Kira Hicks. Oh, she crushed it. She hit it out of the park, over the fence, and down the path. Hicks intercepts that one. It's hard to get a header past her. Kira Hicks, so good in the air. In this matchup in the playoffs a year ago, Hicks was one of the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers that stepped up to the penalty kicks and knocked hers in. It was kind of a sloppy penalty kick battle. There were a lot of misses, but Hicks, one of the deciding goals. Martin. Hicks taking on the shorter Case. Fodor. Fodor just celebrated a birthday yesterday. Asked her what she was going to do. She said not much, but her mom flew in from the Woodlands, Texas today, taking the matchup. Megan Fodor, one of her pregame traditions, she either gets a bagel or toast, has peanut butter, honey, and cinnamon on it. Then tries to find some 20 minutes of calm to focus and get in the right mindset. Ball's free, but the whistle's up, so the goal won't count. That foul brought it back. Kira Hicks drawing a crowd, including Wires, the goalie for Anderson. It's under 16 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. 0-0. Shot advantage, 7-0, Rose-Hulman. Case just fends it off. Tracked down by Schultz. Rather, Trader. A little bit of a miscommunication by Rose-Hulman. It seemed like both players just froze up, waiting for the other one to make a move. Garcia running this down, might just play it back. No, she's going to play it out. Montez lining her up. Giving right over. Here's Montez. Nelly Montez, 4 goals this season, number 31 in white. She's a very dangerous player, but Anderson hasn't really been able to activate her just yet. Here she is. Fed it off by Garcia. And a sub coming in. Jessica Rogozinski, the freshman from Cincinnati, replaces Doshowitz. Anelli Montez plays it out. Tracked down by Foster. Around the horn to Case. Now Rogozinski. Into the teeth of the defense. Case. Tamalo. That pass a little bit behind Caroline Hill. Lively match so far, no score. Johnson. Too much pressure from Hannah Thompson, had to play it around. Johns. And there's on the delay. That's not a late call. Sometimes the referee will see it and then just let the team play the advantage. And when it gets taken back or slowed up, then the whistle comes in. Rogozinski. Pressure arrives from Marquardt. And that just rolls away from Hill. Can't keep it in play. And the throw in from Allie Smith. Checked down by Marquardt. Coming away with this Tamalo. Montez plays it towards the middle. The race is on. Sent forward by Becca Blair. And a foul called against Rose-Hulman. So a free kick for Anderson. Not close enough to take a strikeout goal at all from almost midfield. But a good chance for the Ravens to get something set up. So here's Thompson. They play to the side. Rogozinski, the cross into the box. Montez, can she get a look at it? She's in a crowd. Forced out by Rose-Hulman for the moment. Hill. But a sub will slide on in. Rebecca Vannon, sophomore from Westerville, Ohio. Just under 11 and a half to play. Rogozinski finds Thompson. Play back to Foster. Fannin newly into the game. Clark and Rose-Hulman a chance to gather here. Picture sometimes the teams that do that, play it back, let your numbers go ahead, kind of like an ocean wave. Builds up its momentum for crashing in, and it Rose-Hulman not able to convert that. Tamalo. Marquardt. And a flying collision. It'll be taken against Rose-Hulman, to the chagrin of all the referees in crimson on the sideline and in the bleachers. Kira Hicks having a conversation with the referee, doing the captain's duty, making the case for a teammate. That's going to be a play on for Anderson. Foster. Case. Intercepted. Even numbers. But not looking to set it up was Katie Choi, the sophomore from Lake Zurich, Illinois. Stepping in had to fill some big shoes this year. Lane Lawrence was player who played her position, and Lawrence, all she did was finish 6th in goals scored in Rose-Hulman history, 5th in assists, 7th in total points. Just an impressive career by Lane Lawrence, and Choi, one of those dispatched trying to fulfill that absence. A glancing blow off of Hicks finds Lauren Brown. Taken away by Smith. Not able to guide that ball through the defense. At least not yet. Hicks there. Forced away by Tamalo. It'll be a throw-in for Rose-Hulman, and a couple subs will join the action. Alex Adams. And Tracy Oguera. Hicks and Martin getting a breather for the final 8 minutes of the half. That offense for Rose-Hulman, they haven't got any goals yet, but they've been putting in a ton of running, and they've been very involved all half. Not able to chop it down was Adams. Clark. Turns the corner. Here's the cross. Can't find Johnson at an optimal angle. It's going to bound away. It'll be a throw-in for Rose-Hulman. 7:30 to go here in the first half. And Rose-Hulman, they've won the possession game. They just need to be able to turn it into goals. Anderson, on the flip side, they need to be able to pressure this Rose-Hulman defense. Garcia. Here's Johns. One back by Fannin, but there's a foul involved, so it's a free kick for Rose-Hulman. The fouls, which have been pretty low for most of this half, have climbed. 9 between the two teams now. No cards. 8-0 shot advantage for Rose-Hulman. 5 of them on goal. Not many of those really made Wires work for it. Smith. I'll tell you that Anderson defense, they haven't, even though they've been under duress the whole time, they have not let Rose-Hulman's players have much room to breathe. Vianney, Garcia. Megan Voter. Choi not able to get to that ball. Cut down by Fannin. Tamalo. Rogozinski. And she's in trouble. Marquardt. Battling Rogozinski. Able to get it to Blair. Slices it up. Montez. Dora able to beat her to the ball. Lily Dora, 2 times this year, the HCAC Defender of the Week. And you saw it there. She saw the threat of Montez. Came offline to shut it down. Marquardt. Smith. Only one option and played it too far in front of Marquardt. Marquardt gave it a little bit of an ole. Adams from the far left wing crosses it in front. Checked down in front and it stays alive. That ball is almost caught by Tamalo. Marquardt looking for a window in case, just sees that ball go harmlessly over the far line. Inside 5 minutes to play. Tamalo. Rogozinski. Case. Pressure on immediately. Case. Finds Blair. Right now, Anderson playing dangerously in their own defensive midfield. Trying to find a good one to pass it to. Montez, very shifty. No one on the front end. There's been a lot of those passes today. Bold passes a couple layers back, but no one on the far end to receive it for Rose-Hulman. The timing slightly off. Johns. And there's another one. Passes too far in front of that front line for Rose-Hulman. So a lot of running, but hard to generate major challenges taking the ball in the box if you can't find anyone. Stacia Brooks, the junior from San Jose, California, number 17 in black, into the game. Ball just bounded over, trying to get onto the ball. Fodor pops it up. Won by Thompson. .230 to go here in the first half. Scoreless first half. Some pressure applied by Choi. Montez shoulders it back, but once again, Anderson doesn't have the numbers up to provide much of a challenge. Rose-Hulman has been able to have the possession, but they haven't been able to have those accurate final passes to set up either one-on-one or clean looks at the goal. So the stalemate continues inside 2 minutes to go. And a foul against Martin of Rose-Hulman. 90 seconds to play. You would think if Anderson wants to be able to get a momentum shifting goal, their time's now, although Rose-Hulman might have a look at it again. Hill took a little risk there and ends up Smith winning it for Rose-Hulman. Garcia off of Montez. 60-minute warning coming up, or 60-second warning. Right there, a minute to go. Blair. Thompson. One back by Johns. Adams. Batting with Tamalo. A lot of bumping, no whistle. 30 seconds to go. There's time for Anderson. There's time for Rose-Hulman. Foster seeing this out of play. The sand in the hourglass is getting very thin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
A last-ditch shot comes up empty. And halftime finds us 0-0. Rose-Hulman and Anderson. Rose outshot Anderson 8-0, but they weren't able to convert that advantage into any goals, and so we'll take a breather here on RHIT.TV. Halftime has found us no score between Rose-Hulman and Anderson.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
That's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
Since we're doing things so quickly, a lot of times we know that we need help. So our professors all know us by name.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
That one-on-one personal connection you're getting with the faculty, you don't get that a lot of places.
We are not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. We work with them.
The faculty are there for you.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Anxious over algebra? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org. Confused by chemistry? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at AskRose.org.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back. Be here with you for the second half. First half statistics, all Rose-Hulman, numerically speaking, but no score, so both teams very much alive. Rose-Hulman outshot Anderson 8-0, 5-0 shots on goal, 2-0 corner kicks, fouls, 10, split almost evenly, 6 by the Fighting Engineers, 4 by the Ravens. 5 saves by Adrian Wires in goal for Anderson, but pretty even, no score. Other scores from around the conference tonight, most of them have gone final as we're underway here in the second half. Earlham annihilated Defiance 4-0. Franklin beat Manchester on the road 2-1. Hanover in the battle of the two top teams at the moment in the HCAC. I think Rose-Hulman would raise their hand in objection, and Anderson wants to. But Hanover won that matchup against Transy 2-1. And then late in the second half, Mount St. Joseph leads Bluffton on the road 1-0. And no score here. There's Camilla Clark for Rose-Hulman, again very much involved in the offense, deep in the Anderson third, defensive third. And this is the juncture for Anderson. If they want to make a statement in the game, they need to start winning some balls here. Casey takes it out wide, trying to set up the cross. It was a glancing blow off the Rose-Hulman defender. Can Anderson maintain possession and maintain the pressure? At the moment, they can't. Still time. A little bit of a missed header by Fodor, but she got enough on it. Gibson. That ball won by Anderson, and now second half, still very, very early, but the Ravens showing some life here. Here's Schrader. Taken away by Clark. Camille Clark up ahead, trying to find Alex Adams, but it is Dashowitz who saw it out of play for a goal kick for Anderson. So we've seen a quick counterattack for Rose-Hulman. We've seen a sustained offense from Anderson. It's like these two teams just switched. I mean, they switched ends of the field, but they switched styles as well. Both with stuff to work on. Gibson. Clark, it was just behind her. Lines it up, and a lunging save by Wires. And I bet you producer Ben Wood has a replay of that on the trigger. Headed by Montez. Casey. Trying to find a way through. Anderson looking lively here. And that one claimed by Dora. I told you he had something going for you. Here is the replay of it. Clark lining it up. Save made. A good look by Rose-Hulman. 9 shots, 6 on goal. Montez. But the volume's great, but it doesn't really matter much unless you can find the back of the net. Maddie Williams, there's a foul called. I think it was on Tamalo running over a fighting engineer, and it'll be a free kick for Rose-Hulman. Bounded over. Here's Clark. She's been involved in everything on the offensive end for Rose-Hulman. Trying to set up a cross. I don't know if she has many teammates there. It goes off of a Raven, and it'll be a corner kick for Jaden Gibson as Rose-Hulman looking to convert their third corner kick into their first goal of the match. Can they do it? 50 minutes into this match. Not the most accurate. It was a little long. Tamalo fends it off, but from distance, Garcia to the right. Montez in a crowd. Every time she touches the ball, there's 3 black shirts around her, it seems. Alex Adams trying to keep it in play. Here's a nice cross from Adams, but it was a little long. Brought down in a deflected blow. Dashowitz all over it, and here comes corner kick number 4 for Rose-Hulman from the other side. Marquardt will do the honors. Marquardt, a leading goal scorer for Rose-Hulman a year ago, playing a little bit of different position. Stayed humble, worked hard on the field, trying to get an assist. Bounded over Gibson. Driven hard by Heasley, but giving up her hamstrings on the play was Riley Schultz. Sometimes you'll see these soccer players up bruises all over after games, and I'm sure that one might leave a mark. Just nudged out by Foster. Clark. Another throw in for Rose-Hulman. And rinse and repeat. We're just going to keep moving down the sideline here. Riley Heasley will do the honors. Getting ready for the long jumpy throw. Heasley. In front, Adams had a look at it, setting it up. Oguera. Adrian Wires having a very good game in goal for Anderson. Long run for Case. And she's just going to let this roll away. By the by, in games, all games, I always like to take a look back on the history of a particular day. Never know when a moment presents itself. So October 4th, big day, especially involving a couple Pope visits or Pope things. But on this date, in 1882, you can thank Pope Gregory XIII for the adoption of the Gregorian calendar, which we can still use. Unless you really don't like the 12 months of the year thing, then you'd probably be mad at him. Here's Clark. From the outside. Nicely done by Megan Foster. It'll be a throw-in. Also on this date, but in 1965, the first papal visit to America, Pope Paul VI. Heasley. Another throw in for Rose-Hulman. They're really liking this corner. Clark not able to get a foot on that one. "36 minutes to play. Rose-Hulman has still been able to apply some pressure. They have a 12-1 shot advantage now, but they have not been able to find the back of the net, and we stay locked at 0 for now. Foster. Again, 0-0 was the score in the playoffs a year ago. Semifinal, HCAC went to penalty kicks. Rose-Hulman able to get their 20th win against Anderson. They've only lost once to the Ravens in school history, and it was on this field. It might have been bounced off a hand, but it's play on. And a little bit of a breakaway. Dora way offline and a big collision. Still slow to get up is Schultz. And not able to find the net was Tamalo. And Schultz slow to arise. Dora also down. Dora came up with the tackle. And if you want another peek at that one, here it is. We'll see a breakaway by Schultz. Dora aggressive off the line. And then the crash. Rose-Hulman, inexperience behind Dora if Dora has to be switched out. It's that one position. Sometimes you just have your one goalie, and sometimes taking risks. Lily Dora, who's been playing great this season. She's also the team mom for Rose-Hulman, taking the freshman under her wings, and she's up and moving back into goal. He's tough. He's going to delegate the goal kick, though, to Vianney Garcia. Trader had it won for a moment. Tamalo. Both players who were in that collision, both up and playing. Clark. Gibson. Trying to find Adams. Trying to find Brooks. Aguara. Brooks. Hard touch. Closing rate quickly by Schultz. Having to track down Aguara. She takes a tumble and a foul called. A free kick for Rose-Hulman. Long one. Clark shoulders it on, and seen well by Adrian Wires. Rose-Hulman on a bit of a homestand here. They will be here again on the 7th and the 11th of the month. They'll play Defiance next, then Manchester after that. Anderson makes the trip down to Transylvania on October 8th before a homestand against Defiance and Mount St. Joseph. And after those 4 games, we're in the waning matches of the regular season. Here's Clark from the wing. One wonders how much points here will matter. And just a little long. Brooks gives it a chance, but not enough on it. I feel if you're Anderson, if you get a draw out of this, you feel pretty good. And Rose-Hulman looking up at Hanover in the standings. Undefeated Hanover in conference play, 3-0. Don't want to lose any ground. Let alone if Anderson is able to get a win. Back in is Kiana Martin. Out goes Tracy Aguara. And here we are in the just working up the sideline again, making our cameraman Matthew get an acute angle on this. Another throw in. Anderson just closing off a lot of the running lanes for Rose-Hulman, especially on this side of the field. Martin, here's a big bend here that banks in! One nothing. Hard to tell if Lauren Marquardt got a foot on it. And it is. Jaden Gibson gave it a ride. Marquardt punches it in the 60th minute. 1-0 Rose-Hulman. Second goal of the season for Lauren Marquardt. 10th of her career. And Anderson was looking at a quick counter, but here come the Fighting Engineers. Long run by Clark. She's been winning these races all match long. Clark, one-on-one with Foster. The tightrope, it'll be a corner kick. Jaden Gibson, the junior from Brownsburg, honorable mention all conference a year ago. She set up that little doink from Marquardt. She's going to try it again. Corner kick number 5. Headed on by Brooks. Less than now a half hour remaining for Anderson to find 2 if they want to get the road win. Bounding to Lauren Brown. Taken back by Martin. Weaving through. There's a bump. And a play on. Montez. Brown. Trying to get spacing. Anderson plays it back to Case. Little turnover at midfield. Martin. We're not able to maintain the ball. Good hustle there. Off the head of Heasley. Clark. As Gibson. Gibson trying to get some width. Crosses it in and ensnared by Adrian Wires. 17 shots to 1 by Rose-Hulman. 9 saves by Wires. Brooks. Peasley. Gibson. Adams. Smith takes a look at it. Punched away. Smith tracked that down too. And a goal kick rewarded to Anderson. Here's another peek at this one. Look at this rocket from Allie Smith. Lower 90. And a much-deserved ovation for Jaden Gibson. And Alex Adams joining her on the sideline. Kira Hicks, well rested, back in the match for the final 27 minutes. Emma Johns, the freshman from New Berlin, Wisconsin, also joins her for Rose-Hulman. Williams. Montez. Can she turn and run? Brown. That ball chases her out well wide. And a corner kick opportunity, I think, for Anderson. They've had so few of these. Their first of the match. Can they make it pay? Chased out wide, Case. Casey said one of the things she wants to accomplish, first career goal. She hasn't had one in her collegiate career. Doesn't get one that time. Hannah Thompson, the sophomore. They really had some strong play of late, replaces Tamalo. Thompson knows how to read runs from her teammates, find space, deliver good balls. In the first half, it seemed like Rose-Hulman really dominated the midfield battle. This second half's been a little bit more of a stalemate. Anderson's been getting more chances. But Rose-Hulman in the 60th capitalized on a big cross. And Lauren Marquardt in the 60th minute gave us the first goal of the match. Clark. I just rolled away. Another corner kick for Rose-Hulman. Their 6th. Off the head of Hicks. Wasn't able to target it. That was one of the favorite moments in the career of Megan Fodor, her teammate Kira Hicks. In the HCAC title a year ago against Hanover. Ball served up. Hicks got her head and shoulders above everybody. Had a glancing blow from the back of her head. Just heading it on, nudging it in. Upper 90 into the goal. One of the deciding goals in that matchup. And just the excitement of the moment was one that long cherished by Hicks and her teammates. Schrader. Here's Blair. Can they time it up? Hurst not able to get there, fended off by Allie Smith. Throw in for Anderson, though. It was shaping up well for Anderson. You could see it just beginning to look very promising for the Ravens, but Rose-Hulman just there at the last second to fend it off. Be a throw in for Anderson. On this date, 1927, a fellow by the name of Gutzon Borglum began the sculpturing of this little monument in South Dakota named Mount Rushmore. Rose-Hulman looking for a second. Marquardt cuts it back, has some room in the box. So not quite there. Kira Hicks not able to connect. Johns on the far end of it, not able to get her final boot. Here's what it looked like. Marquardt, what an impact she's had the second half. A good look, a great look, just not able to convert it. 22 minutes remain. Hicks. What a beautiful night it's been. The rain held off. There were chances of it, but it's been pristine. Wonderful playing conditions for a very good, combative, not quite contentious, but two teams that really wanted it tonight. Beautiful evening here in Western Indiana. Johns. Hicks nudges it on. Just cleared out by Case. Heasley. Fended off by Fodor. Took a bit of a chance there. Worked out for her. Megan Fodor, a lot of extra responsibility this year, leading that very young back line, and they've looked pretty sharp. They've looked feisty. They defended very well. Hicks off to the left. Turnover late, Hicks. Here's Johns. Not enough on that from distance, easily dealt with by Wires. Hicks trying to time it up. Save made by Wires. She's been tested a lot here. See in the background, time dwindling away, and every second that Anderson spends defending, the more of a mountain that one goal is going to look like. Need to be able to apply a lot more pressure than the Ravens have been able to do so. Here late, they've been much better in the second half than they were in the first, but they haven't been able to capitalize and just apply constant pressure until about now. Brown took it in deep. Fodor just had to fend it off a little bit. Subs coming in, fresh bodies for both teams. Cross doesn't really find anyone, at least not yet. That one's going to be easy for Dora. She just lets it go. 18 minutes left. How many more chances will Anderson get? Can they make them quality chances too? Tamalo. Good pace here. Blair not able to get to it. Johnson won it back for Rose-Hulman. They'll give and go. Dangerous between Clark and Hicks. Ella Johnson. Ella Johnson, second team all-conference a year ago. Hicks off the post, keeps it alive, and it bounds over to Wires. How did that not go in? Just doinked off the post, and then it was behind her. Oh, man. The quest of a 25th career goal eludes Kira Hicks, at least for another moment. And that one ever so close. Would it put the game away? Maybe. We're almost getting to a point in this match where a second goal by Rose-Hulman would do it, you'd think. This Anderson needs to be able to generate more quality chances. They have had one shot on goal. Right now, one would be just a gift. Case. Played back by Thompson. Foster, who's had a really good game. The back line for Anderson, they've been under duress. Foster has been a standout today. And a breakaway for Anderson. Dora clears it out. And a collision and a free kick for Rose-Hulman after Dora has been knocked down for the second time today. And here's a look at that, the breakaway chance. Dora clears it out. Then a high shoe from Becca Blair in pursuit of the ball. There's Dora being attended to. We're going to take a little breather as the water break continues for Dora, or will we? Dora's up. And she's earned her stripes today. You see her. Walking it off. And Lily Dora has put herself on the line there. She hasn't faced many shots. She's come off line and taken a couple big licks. Not only staying in the game, but keeping Rose-Hulman in position for a second conference win. Keep them on pace with Hanover, Transylvania, Mount St. Joseph. Anderson in threat to slip a little bit down the standings if they cannot find a goal. $15 and a half to go. Final quarter hour. Can Rose-Hulman get a knockout punch? Can Rose-Hulman keep the ball away from Anderson, not let their offense get going? Can Anderson generate enough chances to cash in and find an equalizer? Here's Kira Hicks. Johns is running free down the near side if they can get it to her, but it's fended off by Foster. Another corner kick maybe. It could be a throw-in. I think it's a throw-in, rather. Fresh bodies come in. Jessica Rogozinski for Anderson. Katie Choi for Rose-Hulman. Camille Clark, who has been everywhere today, heads to the sideline. Now the throw in. Montez, if Anderson could get her in space, Anelli Montez, there'd be your chance at a home run if you're the Ravens. They've not been able to do so. Tamalo. Rogozinski. Right now just stuck at midfield. No advantage gained yet for either team. And cut off by Lauren Brown. Martin was a little bit behind her teammate. Anderson stuck going backwards, having to defend, having to play it out of their own defensive third. Taken away by Kira Hicks. Looking for a knockout blow, not yet. Montez finally would play it ahead. Anderson does not have numbers. Hurst. Hicks. Or not Hicks, but coming back was Mark Wart. There's Kira Hicks. Almost a lazy Susan move. Just a rotation, keeping the ball in front of her. Bounded over Choi. Here's Becca Blair. Thompson draws a foul at midfield. And with just over 12, just under 12 and a half minutes left, this is an opportunity. Anderson needs to make it count. Can they have the precision passes? Can they navigate this Rose-Hulman defense, which is now packed in? Taking a chance there, a little long. Bounds out Becca Fannin. Lauren Brown tripped up. Goes back to Fannin. It'll be a throw in for Rose-Hulman. You got to think Rose-Hulman, if they can just keep this away from Anderson. Popped up by Johns. Rewarded the Fighting Engineers. And it's getting late. Almost, you'd feel any goal at this point would be decisive, whether ensuring a draw, ensuring a victory for Rose-Hulman. Anderson is trying to find chances. They've had one shot on goal, 3 shots total tonight. They've been outshot by Rose-Hulman 7-1. Brown finds some room. Nice run by Brown. It's there, almost a nudge at the top of the box. One of the coaches for Anderson hands up looking for a foul. They didn't get it. Kira Hicks plays it back to Johns. Emma Johns feeds it on. Kira Hicks trying to stay onside. Kept at bay at the moment by Foster. Case, a nice pass up to Brown. Knocked away by Riley Heasley. Brown ran through her. Johns plays it on. Delayed whistle. Johns hooked too much on her. And a goal kick for Anderson. They're just running out of time. 10 minutes left. Garcia. Martin. Check down by Hicks. And they play it out wide. Good run by Rose-Hulman. In front, Johns. Clipped away by Fannin. Stays alive. Chase nudged it, and it's just going to swivel to a stop. That'll be a goal kick for Anderson. And this has been a tough spot of the many. They have not been able to convert these goal kicks into solid possessions. They've been losing the ball at the midfield level. Long run for Hurst, and they lose it again. Rose-Hulman, 9 minutes away from a second Heartland Conference victory of the season. And Hanover won today. They're going to be on top all by themselves. Mount St. Joseph will move into second. Same record in conference, but their non-conference overall record not as flattering. And then if this result holds, you'll have Rose-Hulman and Transylvania in a battle for third. Blair. Need to make the counterattack work. Anderson, that's the recipe. They're slowing up now. Rose-Hulman getting back. Seemed like there was a moment there from long range and off target by Tamalo. 8 minutes to go. And Dora in no rush here. You got to make sure you get the double knot in the shoe. Late subs getting ready for Anderson. Tamalo. Hicks. Cradles it down. A little haphazard by Martin, but she's able to find Marquardt. Tamalo. A little bit of a whiff by Fannin. Here's Case. 7 minutes to play. Great run by Fannin. They have numbers on this side. Brown not able to get to it. Fodor again. She's been the safety valve for this Rose-Hulman defense. We've been stopping a lot of chances for the Ravens over the course of this night. Johns. Just a bit of a heat check there as Case feeds it back towards midfield. Checked down by Garcia. Thompson. Johns. Foster. Trying to take it somewhat easy, just sends it out. Didn't really have a good option. If it was any misplay at all, Hicks could have pounced on her. And Kira Hicks will head to the bench as Camille Clark will replace her. Inside 6 minutes left. Montez feeds it over. Fodor fends it off. Fannin going to look to give it in quickly. Rose-Hulman's defense appears to be set, though. Tamalo. Trying to stay onside was Caroline Hill. And it bounded to Dora harmlessly. Hit Johns in a rude way. She's slow to get up, and play's going to stop for a moment. Time frozen, 5 minutes to go. As John's being helped up, a little woozy. And with a smile, and she's going to be replaced quickly. Jaden Gibson going in. Out goes Johns, a little bit of a breather here. Final 5 minutes to go. The difference, a 60th minute goal by Lauren Marquardt, her second goal of the season, 10th of her career. In her 30th career game, the sophomore from Savage, Minnesota. An HCAC first teamer a year ago. Thompson. Punched out. Clark with the fresh legs, trying to hunt it down. Foster. And there might be time for one, maybe two more good looks by Anderson. They're stuck in the midfield at the moment. Montez. Cleaned up by Fodor, plays it all the way back to Dora. Thompson trying to bring it down. She was beat to the ball. Here's Fodor, the senior captain. Bannon quickly heaves it back in. Tamalo. Mopped up by Heasley. Just nudged down by Ella Johnson. Rogozinski. Garcia trying to catch up to it. In hot pursuit was Casey, but Garcia, a little sleight of hand, wins it back for the moment. Anderson was shaping up. Decent possibility again, but they just weren't able to convert it. Rose-Hulman has made those last-second defensive plays. They're going to have a free kick here, to the chagrin of the orange-clad bench. And to our left for Anderson. And thank you again for joining us on this nice Wednesday evening. In front. Fended off. Heasley. That was intercepted. All those passes. Clark. One back by Hill. Montez trying to bring it down. Can't get to the ball. Heasley boxing her out. Desperation time now for Anderson as players collide. Fighting for Tamalo. And Tamalo being talked down. Time dwindling. Free kick for Rose-Hulman. 2 minutes to go. And on behalf of cameraman Matthew Stein, producer Ben Wood, we've enjoyed having you with us as Rose-Hulman looking for a second goal in the waning seconds. But can Anderson snatch a draw out of defeat? They have 90-some seconds. .80 seconds to go. Long run by Case. It'll be a goal kick for Anderson, and they've got to hurry. They have 70 seconds to go. There's no more time left. Last second heroics need to begin now. And a free kick for Anderson.
1 minute remaining.
Foster. Fannin. Montez. Cleared out. Case with 40. Just laying there for a moment. It felt like an agonizing moment for Anderson fans. Fannin trying to keep it in play. There's 30 seconds to go. Tamalo battling through some arms. Out wide. Here's Hill into the box. And it's a corner kick. 15 seconds to go. This will be it.
10, 9, 8, 7.
They send it in. Last second chance. Rolls away in the final horn. Rose-Hulman wins. 1-0. Thanks for joining us again. I'm Jonathan. I've had a good time with you. Hope you've enjoyed it. Lauren Marquardt, the decider in the 60th minute, the one goal of the match. Rose-Hulman outshot Anderson 22-4. They had a corner kick advantage 6-2. And Rose-Hulman wins their second match in a row. Defiance next for them at home. Anderson making the trip down to Lexington, Kentucky to play Transylvania. So on behalf of everyone here at RHIT.TV, powered by IndianaSRN, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us, and so long from Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. The Fighting Engineers take down the Ravens 1-0.